Hi, in today's video we'll be using 5 dirty carboned up spark plugs and see which one of the 5 fuel cleaners can do the best to clean up the carboned up spark plugs. The 5 spark plugs I'll be using have about the same amount of carbon buildup on them. In each one of these cups I've gone ahead and placed 1 ounce of the fuel cleaners. Now note that I didn't add or use any gasoline to the fuel cleaner mixtures because I wanted to see how the fuel cleaner performs with just a cleaner without it being diluted by the addition of the gasoline. Next, I'll go ahead and place each spark plug into the cup. I'll go ahead and place the cups in an enclosed container so that the fluid does not evaporate. We'll set the timer for 1 hour for the plugs to soak and then check back. Okay, it's been an hour and we're back, so let's take a look at the conditions of our plugs. The first one is the STP. It does look like there's quite a bit of the carbon deposits sitting in the cup, as you can see. But also I noticed right away is on the sides of the plug where the threads are, you can definitely see there was a lot more carbon buildup there, and that's where it seems to have come off the most, if not at the bottom yet. Next one is the Berryman B-12 Chemtool, and that also looks to have removed some of the carbon buildup, but not as much as the first one. As you can look at the threads, they look quite dark still. The next one is the Seafoam, and it also looks to have removed some of the carbon deposits from the plug, but not quite as much as the other two so far as I can see, because you can see there's still carbon buildup on the threads of the plug. Looking now at the Techron, it also looks to have removed some deposits. There is some buildup in the cup that you can see on the bottom, but the threads still look a little dark. And finally we have the Lucus, and this one doesn't really look like it did anything at all. I don't really see anything in the cup. The plug still looks the same. The only thing I noticed with this one is that it's listed as an upper cylinder cleaner also, and it's a little thicker than the others. Next, we'll go ahead and cover up the cups again and let it soak for 15 hours. We're back after 15 hours, and the first thing I notice is the change in the color of the fluid, Seafoam. It looks to be a little bit foggier, kind of grayish in color. Also, the B-12 Chemtool have seemed to evaporate a little bit. Looking at the STP, it looks to have definitely removed some more. There's quite a lot at the bottom of the cup, so it's looking pretty good. And also, if you look at the threads on the plug, a lot of the carbon is gone from it, kind of shiny. The Berryman looks to be about the same. There isn't any more than what was there last night as of the carbon deposits, and the threads also still look dark. For the Seafoam, it's hard to tell how much carbon deposit really came off and is at the bottom of the cup. I could see a little bit in there. Because of fluid turning foggy, it's hard to tell how much is at the bottom. But looking at the threads, they look to be okay. There is some more that's come off of there. The Techron looks about the same, maybe a little bit more has come off. The threads do look better. And as for the Lucus, it basically looks the same as it was when we first started. There's really no change at all. I do not see anything happening with this one, so not sure what it is. So I did go ahead and soak the plugs another 5 hours, but the results were basically the same. There was no difference at all. Now looking back at the test, by no way or means this is any scientific test. It was the only way that was the easiest I can manage at home. So a couple of these were very close to call. But if I were to rate these from best to worst, I would probably rate number 1 would be STP. Number 2, I would say, would fall on to Techron. Number 3, Seafoam. And then 4 would be B-12 Chemtool. And then Lucus would be 5. But in this test, it didn't really do much. So I can't say anything about it. In the past, I've personally actually used the Berryman B-12 Chemtool, and it has been pretty good for me. Worked well in the cars that I've used it in, but I was also surprised by doing this test that, you know, it placed at number 4. But then again, the results were really close. Take your own choice which one you think did better and go with it. Maybe do another test with some other ones and comparing some of the winners from this video and see how they do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and got something out of it. Let me know what you think of these tests, or if there's one that you use that you feel is better, or another one that you want me to test versus maybe the ones that won this time, like the STP or the Techron. Let me know, and I could probably do another video then. Thanks.